Change is uncomfortable, change is scary. And if we're being honest, sometimes we fight against change because even when we're unhappy, it's that familiar that makes us feel safe. But the truth is, you can't grow into the person you're meant to be if you're clinging to the version of you've outgrown. So, in this final part of Becoming Her, we're talking about embracing change and stepping into your power fully. Because once you've done the work to heal and to rebuild that confidence and strengthen your emotional resilience, the next step is to stop playing small and start walking boldly in your purpose. But before we dive in, I just want to do a quick recap of parts 1 through 3 that we've covered so far. So, because stepping in your power doesn't happen overnight, it's a journey, and every step has prepared you for this moment. You just have to trust and believe in that. So, part 1, we talked about the importance of letting go, whether it's toxic habits, limited beliefs, unhealthy relationships, or just that old version of yourself that you've outgrown. Because you, okay, because you can't step into something new if you don't have space for it. And then part 2, we focused on rebuilding the confidence and self worth. Because you spent years shrinking and doubting yourself or being told you're not enough, it takes time to unlearn that. So, we talked about shifting our mindsets and setting boundaries and showing up as that version of yourself that you're becoming. Part 3 was about healing. And let me tell you, healing has been the hardest part for me. Healing meant I had to face emotions instead of suppressing them. It meant doing inner work, confronting my childhood wounds, and giving myself permission to release the pain that I had been holding on for years. And when I say holding on, I meant holding on in my body, in my mind. And that release, you know, it's a powerful thing. So now that we've done the work to let go, to rebuild, and to heal, it's time to talk about walking in your power. And that starts with embracing change because growth does not happen in comfort. Healing is not comfortable, growth is not comfortable. But every time you leveled up in life, it's because something shifted, whether you chose it or not. There was a point in my life where I felt stuck, like I was just going through the motions. And I knew I wanted more. I knew I wanted some things to change, but I was afraid. I was scared to take the next steps to make that happen. But life will show you. And life forced me to change. You know, a situation that I thought I needed fell apart, and I had two choices: cling to what was or embrace what was next. And looking back, that moment really changed everything for me, which I'm thankful for. The hardest part about change isn't the change itself, it's the fear of the unknown. You know, we ask ourselves, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? But what if change is exactly what you need to step into your purpose? Embrace change by reframing from fear. So instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what if I thrive? Trust that intuition. If something on the inside is telling you it's time to move on, it's time to listen and release control. I know sometimes that can be a hard thing, but you don't need all the answers. to take the next step because growth comes from movement. And I've learned that every time I resisted change, I was holding on to something that really no longer served me. Whether it was a job or a relationship that wasn't aligned with who I was becoming, I had to learn that letting go is not a loss. It's an opportunity to step into something better. There's no way I can talk about stepping into your power without talking about imposter syndrome, because when you start embracing change, there is this voice in your head that says, who you think you are? What you think you doing? Or are you good enough? Or you're not ready? And I know that voice all too well. You know, I battled with self-doubt, questioning whether I was good enough or qualified. But you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to start showing up for yourself. And if you feel like you don't deserve success, that's imposter syndrome. If you're constantly doubting your abilities, that's imposter syndrome. If you're comparing yourself to others or think that you're behind, that is imposter syndrome. So, how do you overcome imposter syndrome? You have to recognize your progress, big or small. Look at how far you've come. Start to affirm yourself daily. Speak life over yourself every day. Like they say, there's power in the tongue, or however that phrase goes. And I think it's important that you take action despite the fear, because the confidence is built through action, not waiting for when you feel ready. And like I said, you don't have to have all the answers to start. Just start. Because the version that you are becoming is already within you. You have to trust yourself enough to step into it. Stepping into your power isn't a one-time thing. It's a daily decision. It's how you move. It's how you speak. And it's how you show up in your own life every day. You know? Start your day with intention. There was a time when I would wake up already feeling like I was behind. I was overwhelmed. And I would second guess myself before the day even started. My first thoughts were what I had to do, or maybe what could I have done better, you know? And I had to shift that mindset. So now every morning before I even reach for my phone, or before I allow outside opinions to enter my space, to my mind, I take time to pour into myself. And I remind myself, I say to myself, I am capable, I am worthy, and I am her. Because the way you start your day really sets the tone for everything else that follows. Walk with confidence, even before you feel it. I used to think confidence was something you earned, something that only came after success, after people validated you. But the truth is, confidence is a choice. It's how you carry yourself, even when you don't feel 100% ready. Now, today, I do move like the version of me I'm becoming. I hold my head up, I own my space, and I remind myself that I belong in every space, every room that I step into. Because if I don't believe in myself first, who will, right? Take bold action, you know? One of the biggest shifts I made in my confidence journey was learning to do things scared, whether it was setting a boundary or speaking up or taking the lead on something that I wanted. And I realized that waiting until I felt ready was just keeping me stuck and in a space that I did not want to be anymore. So now I take action, even when my voice shakes or my heart races, because I know now that growth doesn't happen in comfort. And I refuse to shrink myself for anyone. Thank you for tuning in to this series, Becoming Her. I hope you do. If you haven't watched the first three parts, that you go back and you watch it and you learn something from it and you can take something from it. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I do post every Wednesday. Let's Talk About It Wednesday. Some kind of topic, some kind of story that I think is relatable that, we can connect with. And I always say, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you're on this journey as well, put something in the comments and let me know. But I'll leave you with this. You are already her, and you have to start moving like it.